This is the second edition of the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast on the internet under the banner of Baby Angel Geronimo Manifesto editions. This is Monday, the 9th of September 2024. The newspapers today, the front page of the Daily Mail, typifies the actual kind of general narrative about the Starmer fronted regime in the United Kingdom following the so-called landslide electoral victory on 4th of July 2024. Starmer is now, based on the headlines and the main comments in the mainly so-called right-wing conservative Tory backing media, Starmer is actually already lost direction if he hadn't lost direction before. With all the headings and headlines and the main comments, as far as his regime is concerned, or his frontage is concerned, are about his abuse of power. There is absolutely nothing, there is no mention of accountability by the locally elected so-called councillors, locally elected so-called elected executive mayors, or by MPs in his vocabulary. He doesn't use the word or the concept of accountability or democracy or ethics or morality. He has taken certain steps, but he doesn't talk about ethics, morality, accountability, most certainly not. And in the Sunday Times yesterday, Nigel Lawson's son, Dominic Lawson, who was one of the most, and I use the word advisedly for reasons I explain below, disgusting comments he made, Dominic Lai's son, against baby angel Geronimo. And he actually represented most of the backers of the Eucadefra, the government department allegedly for protecting the environment, that was plotting for years to murder the baby angel Geronimo. And Dominic Lyson backed the murder plot, as did Starmer, as did West Streeting, the health secretary in Starmer fronted regime. And even when the Guardian Observer pretended to be supporting Helen MacDonald, baby angel Geronimo's British mom, it actually failed. To tell the truth, it failed to dissect and diagnose the actual obscenities and criminality and disgusting lies rubber stamped by the High Court judges, lies of the depraved So what the Dominic Lyson column in the Sunday Times yesterday, Sunday, the 8th of September 2024, does is completely item by item, line by line, contradict everything he said against baby angel Geronimo. And this is a comment about the Grenfell Tower massacre report by the retired judge Moore-Bick. And what I'll be doing when I have the time, the opportunity to look at the actual piece by Dominic Lyson, because it's on the dark now. I'm not able to. Well, I haven't got the paper in front of me and with me, but even if I had it, I couldn't read it in the dark. But I want to do the exact quotations and point out that he contradicts himself point by point, aspect by aspect. Even the editorial in the Times on the 6th of September, which is the Friday, 6th of September 2024. The Times editorial, the first editorial, first of the three, the Times has got three editorial spaces, columns, leader column, as they say. The first one on the 6th of September, Friday, was headed Making Inquiries. And that one actually ended by saying that all these inquiries actually end up satisfying nobody except the lawyers or except lawyers. The Times then published a letter about the Grenfell inquiry. Somebody from Scotland, and is it Pennington? I'll have to check that name, but it's a Pennington committee or Pennington inquiry, I think. And that one actually said that the inquiry that was held in Scotland didn't have any involvement by lawyers, but it delivered the relief that was desired by the people who had been victimized by the injustice and the disaster that was the subject of the inquiry. But the Times got the date wrong because in the brackets, that reference to the Times editorial making inquiries is cited as being on the 5th of September. It wasn't. It was actually truthfully, the factual evidentially is that it was on the 6th of September, which is important. Getting the date right, getting the names right, etc. We shall be talking about all of those, but the Times itself is reluctant to go into actual elaborate details about the lies that are perpetrated, perpetually perpetrated by licensed law traders. Licensed law traders is the phrase that I have devised because they are licensed law traders. I'm a lawyer. I have been a lawyer, legal campaigner, activist, constitutionalist for longer than any of the currently sitting judges, either in the UK Supreme Court or elsewhere in the USA either. I have to check the actual ages of the USA ones. This is subject to checking, but apart from that, I believe that the actual length of time over which I have been advocating, analyzing, and producing outcome is uniquely long. Time that I spend in dissecting criteria of David Penick, then every hour that I spend is worth, based on the outcome, worth £5,000. Now go into the billions and zillions. I have produced outcome that will be worth trillions of pounds over the last 6 decades plus. No newspaper, no commentator, no publicly available platform has diagnosed the judiciary in the way that it should be diagnosed. Now, in the last few hours, the internet has got one item about the dilemma being faced by the current Bangladesh government, well, particularly the Bangladesh government-backed and supported international criminal court, human rights court, that was set up during Sheikh Hasina, which actually carried out the various death sentences against the mainly so-called Islamists, including Matiur Rahman Nizami, who it alleged had collaborated with the then Pakistan military during 1971. But the same body still exists, but they admit that they are not able to, even if Sheikh Hasina is extradited from India, which is an issue itself, as long as Narendra Modi is in power or in post, or his coalition is in post, it is unlikely that Sheikh Hasina will be allowed to be extradited by Bangladeshi regime to Bangladesh to face trials on the charges that she has been charged with. But the people who are, well, the chief prosecutor, as is quoted today in one piece on the internet that I have read so far, admits the limitations of that. And one of the others reportedly quoted that same piece says that the only hope, the word hope is used there, for proper justice, for proper trial of Sheikh Hasina for violent crimes against humanity, war crimes, etc., is to be sought and provided by the international forum, international platform of the Human Rights Court. We shall be updating on all of those in due course. Yes, updating on the demand that Helen MacDonald is making about baby Angel Geronimo. Justice for baby Angel Geronimo, she's saying. And we are going ahead with progressing with the collection of the baby Angel Geronimo manifesto, which we shall be, of course, reviewing once a reasonable amount of evidence has been collected and we have access to the necessary computer facilities. IT facilities not being available constitute a serious obstacle. In the local context, in the context of the, let's say, East London Borough of Newham, which is fronted by the executive elected mayor Roxana Fiaz. Fiaz, of course, has got the entire resources of the Newham Borough Council, which is nearly 2 billion, more than 2 billion pounds worth annually. And she is now using that propaganda to rebut the criticisms by a very small number of elected local Labour councillors in Newham. At most, that 23 or maybe 22, who have been on the record as criticizing her for being arrogant, cruel, and even oppressive, and making councillors, critical councillors, afraid to criticize her. The entire Newham Council platform, propaganda platform, is devoted to the propaganda and the promotion of the image of Roxana Fiaz. One of the items given a byline to as a female, white female, called connected with labor list, is peddling the myth that any criticism of Roxana Fiaz constitutes disharmony, which labor list, which is an agency of Keir Starmer, discourages. What they are saying is that Roxana Fiaz should not be criticized, even if when she does that current, not only criticism but severe criticism. Effectively, it is saying that Roxana Fiaz should not be called out, that Roxana Fiaz should not be held to account. The very concept of accountability on which she praised me when she first kind of approached me from behind in June 2018 at the reception desk at the East Ham Town Hall in the evening after she had held a cabinet meeting. And she said, "Thank you for holding us to account." Of course, it is the same thing, the relationship between the executive mayor post holder and the ordinary elected councillors that I elaborated on when I exposed Robin Wales on live television on a satellite program on the 14th of March 2018, days before Roxana Fiaz was endorsed as the official Labour Party candidate for mayor at the May 2018 election for mayor. I have detailed the responses to my exposure of Robin Wales. Now, the private lie on issue 1630, Tears for Fears, is actually not recognizing what I said on live television, but is only partly acknowledging what I had said or reporting what I had said. And even those councillors, 18 councillors, have not acknowledged what I did, but they all know. And they knew at the time what I was doing, exposing Robin Wales, holding him to account for the first time ever on any platform by anyone. I am the one who did it. And Roxana Fiaz owes it to me. My work for democracy, accountability, ethics, and morality and transparency. I'm going to end this one after checking outside the flat 21D, Belgrade Court, Belgrave, V for Victor, E for England. This is the space outside the 21D where the baby kitten, black and white one, the grey one, and the Shuri look one would come between 9, say approximately 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. The gourmet pouches evening meal. I have been prevented from doing the feeding by the criminals controlling the wrongly, evilly called Joy Foundation. And this one is still blocked. The wiring is there. And they are not allowing any access through that one.
Da, jeszcze